Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in, whenever you're watching this. How you guys doing? This is Auto Hotkey, third installment. We're gonna get into loops. As you can see, everything is exactly as I left it at from the previous video. That's because I'm recording this immediately after. I don't have a game plan of how I'm doing loops. They can be a little bit tricky. I'm gonna show you just a few little tricks that I learned with them, and yeah, I'll show you a couple of neat tricks and we'll just run from that. So let's just see here. Okay, we're gonna use this game as an example again. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to get banned from Bubblegum Sim. Alright, perfect. I know what I'm gonna do as an example. So if we go into the shop here, now let's say you want your script to automatically look for a specific backpack, okay? For whatever reason, that's what you want to do. Or let's say you want to like click a pet to delete it, hint hint. What you want to do is, let's say, let's just do that one. Okay, you want it to find this backpack, okay? Now, one thing you want to take into consideration, and this is actually a hard backpack to do, is you have to see all these floating little bubbles going in front of it. That's going to interfere with your image search. That's not what you want. So take note where they fly, how far they go. That actually goes quite far all over the backpack. That could be a huge problem. So if I were to do this image, which I'm about to, I think I would just go from here down to the corner, I think would be our safe bet. So images that move around like that, if you want to find it, you got to get tricky. So we'll alt print screen, go into our trusted little folder here, edit, paste into new image. And if you remember, I said we were going to go from about here to here. That's the image we're going to search for. So you're going to want to crop to selection. You're going to want to file, save as, give it a name. We're going to name it backpack. Backpack. Dora the Explorer. Woo! Alright, so we got backpack there. Let's go ahead and save it. Alright, we'll kick into our script. Now we're also going to kick back into Roblox. We know where it is. We're going to give it kind of a big search area just to see if we can fumble it a little bit. We're going to go up into this section, F11. Drag that up. We're going to go down over here. We're going to F12. There we go. So what we're going to want to do is let's open our script. We're going to open those locations. We're not doing a pixel search, we're going to do an image search. And I think it is pretty particular about your capitalization. So if you don't know, like I said, click over to your Bible here, check it out, make sure you got the capitalization where it needs. I think it's picky, I'm not sure, I always put it at the same spot. Go away, no, jeez. And also, yeah, disclaimer, if you haven't, if this is the first video you're watching of the series, please jump all the way back to the very beginning. I will number these videos 1 through however many I make. If you don't start from the beginning, you're going to be very, very confused, I guarantee it. So please don't start at this level. Alright, so we got image search, not pixel, I'm going to go found X because I'm picky like that. It could still be PY, there's nothing wrong with that. Found Y. We do have our coordinates, we'll input those immediately. We got 609 and then 339, and we also have 1258 and 749. So that's where we're going to be searching for the image. This shouldn't be here, none of this should actually be here. This is going to be our asterisk, I think it's called. I should look that up, but whatever, that's what I'm going to call it. We're going to give it a variation of 50, and then we need the name, which is backpack.png. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is capitalized specific. So there we go. We have the image that we're searching for. If error level 0. So what do we want the script to do if it finds this backpack? If it finds this backpack, what I want it to do is I want it to close the shop. So we'll hover over it, get the close shop position, hop back into here. We're going to go mouse click left, then we're going to go 959, 125. This is all in a previous video. We're going to have it click once at a rate of 2. So we'll close that. So if it finds it, we'll remove this junk. So straight up, if it finds that image, it will close the shop and it's good. Okay, no, we'll just stick with a basic loop thing here. I'll see if I can come up with an example for a more tricky one after. But, okay, so we're going to look for the backpack. If it finds the backpack, it's going to close out this here. So if error level 1, meaning it does not find the backpack, we are going to get it to do a little something different. We're going to delete this riffraff. What we're going to do is we are going to get mouse click over. Okay, so we're going to click, hover over the over button. We're going to click it, get the coordinates. Come back into the program, input those coordinates, which is 1432 and 899. All right, and then also we're going to get it to sleep. And if it doesn't find it, yeah, so it'll click the next button, then it's going to sleep for half a second. That'll give it time to actually swing over before it looks for it again. And the other thing we're going to do is, let's say you don't need it to continue looking, right? So let's say this is it finds it, right? So when it finds it, you want it to close shop. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a sleep 500, and then I'm going to break. Okay, that's going to break this loop. So it should stop everything, and then after it breaks the loop, nothing should happen if all goes well. So yeah, let's see what happens. We'll file save. And now the thing with this is it's not going to automatically detect that we are in the shop. I'll actually put that in after. So we're going to have to be in the shop to begin with. If not, it will never find the image and it will just keep clicking here every half second. So let's file save. I already did. We'll run the script. So let's get off that backpack and let's see if it can find it. So we will Control W. Doesn't find it, 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 doesn't. I found it. Hey, that was the backpack. Nice. Now we could increase that. We can make it one better. So as you can see, it's not looping anymore. It's not looking for the backpack, alright? Now one thing we could do is we can make it detect when we're in here. And then we could have it start up the loop, right? So let's do that. Now, when you come in here, you have to find something that really defines this area, right? So just trying to think. I guess the closed shop up top would be a very definitive, like it doesn't change color, it doesn't move. Everything else kind of changes color and moves. So if the closed shop is up here, actually let's be very specific. Just 1 second. Let's close shop. I wonder if there's a way to determine that shop from this shop, and we can kind of make this macro or this script a little bit complex. Let's see, does this have the closed shop? It sure does. Everything is exactly the same except for the color in the background. So I'm actually going to try to use the color of the background to determine what shop I'm in. So this one's orange. This was going to be, this will show you really good on the variation, okay? So if we look at this, the color of orange does vary. Now we're going to have to take a screenshot. I'm going to go into here. We are going to edit, paste into new image. Oh, I forgot to push Alt. We're going to come down here and we're going to take Control F12. We're going to get the pixel color of this. Let's kick back into the macro here. So obviously go over here to our pixel search. We will definitely copy this just to make it easy. Go into our script. Now the first thing we're going to have it do is search for a pixel color. So if it finds said pixel color at, let's see, we'll say this location right here. It's going to need a location, right? I'll kick back into script. Now, so 1326. This one here is 445. And then all I do if I want one specific location is I go 1326 445. So it's looking at just that single pixel, seeing what color it is. We'll pick up Or do up the pixel color itself, which is 2F8 BFF. Aw, BFF. Nice. Me too, buddy. Alright, so if it finds this pixel in that location, which it should not find that pixel anywhere in game of that color, we're going to kick down, put a tab, we're going to go if error level equals... Oh, I need a space. So if error level equals 0, so if it finds that pixel, we are going to get it to loop. Actually, I'm going to take that out. We're going to just scroll down. We're going to loop all of this. So if it finds that pixel, it will start looking for this backpack. And if it finds it, it will do this. If it doesn't find it, it will do that. And then if you look, we are missing a bracket. You will definitely quickly learn about brackets and when you need them and when you're missing them, because it happens often. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Yeah, something here is wrong. That shouldn't be attached to that. Oh, because that's a closed bracket. Like I was just saying, you're going to learn a lot about brackets. And it also helps if you keep them in the same plane, then you can kind of just quickly reference. Oh, okay, yeah. See, I was in... There we go. See, if you keep them in the same plane, it makes it a little bit easier. Keep things nice and tidy. So we're going to file, save that. This is the variation right here. Now, if we go to our Bible, it says the variation... A number between 0 and 255. Now, we know it varies quite a bit, and we're going to have to make a change. So we're going to go... Let's go 125 to begin with. I'm just pulling a number out. Hopefully it doesn't find that number anywhere else. So when it finds that pixel, it will start this loop. Now, the cool part is this break, when it finds it, will only break the loop that it's attached to. It will not break both loops. So even though it finds the backpack and it kicks us into the close or closes down the menu, it will still be looking for this pixel. Now this is where things get kind of complicated but very cool at the same time. We're going to file save. We're going to run that script. We're going to kick into here. Now let's see if our variation is right. So this is as dark as it gets. So if it works, it should work on here. We're going to control W. It should start automatically looking for the backpack. And it does, so the variation's good. Maybe. When it finds the backpack, which is the brown one, or the green one right there. Okay, so it did some extra clicking, and is it clicking right now? Yes, it is. So obviously our variation is too much. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna just chop that down. Let's just straight up try 50. You will have to do troubleshooting just like this when you do it, so just bear with me. Just trying to show a realistic version of it. So let's go obviously all the way dark, which is here. Control W. No, did I save it? File saved. Yep. Did I run it? Double check. Control W. Alright, it's not finding it, so we're gonna have to bump that up. Let's go 75. File save. Run it. Control W. Perfect. Okay, so 75, it finds it. Now, if you look, when it finds the backpack, it's going to click a couple times when it doesn't have to, right? Oh, no, it didn't. Perfect. Oh, and here we go. It's not finding... Oh, it is finding this location, so... That might have been a bad example of something to take from it. It was kind of cool, and then if we go back in, it'll detect that we're in here. It'll automatically start looking for the backpack. I don't know if there's any other way to actually identify this as an individual shot versus the other one. I was going to do... I guess it always starts you here. Let's not be ridiculous. Let's alt print screen. It says it always starts you at the starter backpack. So let's run with that. Let me just quickly go into here. We will edit, paste, new image. Now we're going to go with this here. If it sees this, it will automatically start looping. So crop to selection, file, save as. We're going to just overlay that on top of the backpacks because we don't need that backpack one. It doesn't work. Where is it? Backpack. Oh no, we do need the backpack. Right, we did a pixel search last time, so we're gonna go BP shop, backpack shop. So we'll save that. We're gonna get rid of that pixel color. So we're gonna do another image search here. Oh, we do want to actually save those coordinates. There we go. So that saved the coordinates. BP shop is what it's called. So I should have started with that. I don't play this game regularly enough to actually know that that is like a thing. So bear with me on that. So it's going to look for that backpack shop. When it finds it, we're going to kick into this loop, which is going to look for the backpack. When it finds the backpack, it's going to shut it down. But until then, it's going to scroll through everything. So we've already saved, run the script. Let's see how this one does. This should be perfect. Oh, we're in here, so we will Control W. Oh. Uh-oh. Alright, hold on. What happened here? Are we running? Pixel new script. Okay, so it's not... Oh! My mistake. Alright, never mind. You have to give it coordinates, proper coordinates. So top left, bottom right. Open that up. We'll open this. Oops, I hid them. Alright, so it's not finding it because of the pixels. 660, 166, then we got ourselves 1247, and 312. Here we go, this will work. File save as, or save. Close those, we don't need them, run the script. Now it should find it, and then it kicks into the loop. It'll find the backpack, we'll close the shop. So now we have a way of identifying this shop. So now your mouse is free. It's absolutely not going to find the backpack image unless you're in the shop. We'll go ahead, we'll click over here into the magnets. Now you see it's not firing off because this says rusty magnet, right? So we're going to actually alt print screen. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the code. We're going to edit, paste into new image. We're going to select the rusty magnet thing here. Image crop to selection, file save as, magnet shop. Save. We're also going to go in and we're going to select a magnet. What magnet you guys like? Let's go with a fancy one. Let's go with this one here. So I'm going to alt print screen. Or hold on, we'll go one with some animations here just to see which one would really screw us up. Because it actually might mess with the macro. See, that would be easy because you could just get the bottom portion of the stick, but I think these ones would actually be pretty tough. As you can see, there's like a haze glow around them. So basically the best thing you can do is just try to pick a section that gets the least amount. And from what I'm seeing, I'm kind of liking it right here. This looks pretty... Oh, those little things went there. Maybe over here. It gets pretty bright though. Ah, this one's super tough. So let's say... Oh, what am I talking about? Obviously we could just take it from up here. So let's do that. What am I doing? I don't play this game enough, so I'm noticing things as I go. Please bear with me. So we're gonna alt print screen. That's super easy. We're gonna come in here, we'll go edit, paste in a new image. I bet this is always gonna be exactly the same, because that's totally the name of the magnet. We're gonna image crop to selection, file save as, magnet. And then we're gonna save. So we're gonna go over to our script now that we have two images to work with. Now we're gonna copy this exactly, all of it. Control copy. We're gonna come down here. We're going to paste it. Now this gives us, so it's going to search for the BP shop, and we're actually going to change this image so it searched for magnet shop. Now it'll search for that image. I think in the same zone should be fine. The same coordinates, right? And then if it finds this image, it's going to loop. And it's going to look for, not the backpack, but the magnet. Now, you have to keep in mind, if you remember, this is at different coordinates, right? So we have to come up here, F11. Actually, you know what? We could just cheat, because if you look at that's the same coordinates as the very first magnet, which is what we use to identify the shop. Hopefully this all makes sense. So what we can do is we could just copy these coordinates. No, copy these coordinates. Control copy, paste them here, and it should work just fine. File, save, run it. There we go. So if we close this shop and we step away, now what should happen is it should, we'll control W. Now it's constantly looking for those two images over and over and over. So when we run into the magnet shop, it will detect that we're in the magnet shop because of the picture, and it'll start looking for the magnet. When it finds the magnet that we picked, it's that, like, which one? Oh, the blue one. Yeah, they found the magnet. We click out, and then there we go. And then without touching a single thing, we could actually run over to this shop, and it will automatically detect that we're in that shop, and it will look for the backpack. And when it finds the backpack, it will close the shop and it will shut down the loop. So I know things got a little weird there, a little specific, but we are working on loops. Obviously there's more you can do with loops. I normally just do an infinite loop looking for an image until I can't find it, and then I break. Okay, that's the big thing here, is the break. You can have something loop multiple times. If we go to our Bible and we type loop, there's lots and lots of information on loops. I wonder what this is. Actually, let's have a look. While expression. Any valid expression, for example, while x is greater than y. That's totally cool. So I'm not sure at what instance I would use this, but like, just for example, while x is greater than y, so if your x coordinate was higher than y maybe, or those would probably be variables in something. That's pretty cool. But if we go to basic loop here, this is all I use. You can have a count, so like I said in the one video, if you have like loop 50, it will execute this 50 times, and then it'll break the loop. So like, let's say you have it so you like edit it in so this walks your Roblox character around the map. Let's say you only want him to walk this one section over and over again 50 times. You could loop it 50 times, have it run, and then after the 50 it'll automatically break, and then it'll continue on with the script. If there's a return, it'll start from the very beginning. Another thing I might as well touch base on in this video, another very important part, I don't use it too much, but send command. So if you want it to send a command, you just have to send and then the keys you want it to send, okay? So it's the sequence of keys to send. As with other commands, the comma in front of the first paragraph is optional. Cool, so raw mode. So let's say you want to send enter. What this says is you need the brackets around it and you write enter in it, and then it'll send enter. Remember, the up arrow is control, so control or up arrow C is control C. It gives you good examples here. Text mode, text. So similar to raw mode, except that no attempt is made to translate characters other than R, N, T, and B. So send, blind, and then text, and then your text there. I don't know what that blind is. I don't know if you need that. We can mess around with that. Now this is where this program kind of has a little bit of that's lacking a slight bit. So in order, let's say you want to move your Roblox character around. See, I don't use it too much for this because it is a pretty big hassle, but if you have patience, you can totally do this. Let's just quickly block out all of this here. So we'll stop all that from happening. We'll go underneath, give it a definitive break. Now let's say you want to walk a square or something. I'm sure you'll get way more complex than this. But the only way I found to do it in AutoHotkey is you want to send. And then this is the part where it gets weird. Let's go quickly. Like I said, I don't do this too much, but it's send W down, right? I think it's in down here. It's in the examples, I think. maybe not where is it, send it, but set play. Just bear with me 1 second. Ah, here we go. So here's an example, send tab down. So if you wanted to walk around in Roblox and have it like gather up chests and stuff for you, you would have to send, put a bracket, W, down, bracket, that closes it off. So now it's going to send W down indefinitely. You'd want to sleep, whatever the number is, say 1000. So we'll walk W for 1000, and you have to send W up. Okay, I'm just going to fill this in really quick and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so this is the finished product. If you want to walk like a perfect square, this is kind of what you have to do. Send W down, sleep 1000. This is how long it's actually going to be down for, and then you send W up. So it'll push W for 1 second, then you want to put a sleep in between just so it has time to kind of, the game to catch up. If you don't put sleeps in between, it's going to have trouble. Then D down for a second, S down for a second, and then A down for a second. So if we file save, and then we kick into, after opening it, Roblox, if we control W, we should start walking in a square. And there we have it. So obviously you could tell from this, if you wanted to like go all the way over here and you wanted to run up and you wanted to come over here and turn and come over this way and go that way and go this way and that way and that way, that would be a lot of code. That would be a lot of code. That's why I don't use it to walk around, but you totally can. Another thing too is you can have it like do certain things too. Like I guess if you wanted to be fun, you could like, if anyone said your name in chat, you could have it detect it with an image search, and then you could have it send. I think I have to be specific on the slash. Hold on, I've never sent a forward slash. Actually, hold on, we could probably just go send, write text in here. Like the example, and then we could go and then we'll have it sleep 10 or 50, it doesn't matter, that's still very fast, and then we can have it send enter. See if it likes that. File save as, run the script, see if there's no codes or no errors. This is gonna, hold on, we're gonna loop that. No, we're not. We're not gonna loop that. Because that would just keep sending it over and over. People wouldn't like that. File save. Going to Roblox, so Control W. There it is. So I missed the H on the one there. Pretty awesome. So that's the send command. I kind of sneaking that in there. I didn't plan to touch base on it, but it is kind of important. And yeah, let's just do a quick little recap here of like the loops and everything. So the biggest thing with the loops is where it's at. You can do loops inside of loops inside of loops. You just have to remember at some point to put a break command. That break command will break only the loop that it's in. So this break command will not screw up your whole macro by breaking this loop. It will only break the one. And you can get pretty tricky with this. As you can see, I have it identifying what shop I'm in by an image. When it identifies I'm in that shop, it then does whatever I need it to do. This was a really good example of it looking for a specific backpack. If you play a game where you get a lot of pets and you need to delete them, this is also a pretty good thing. I did that. I'm not going to show it, but my delete pet, one of my previous streams does have, I did go through my delete pet script. You're more than welcome to find it if you want. I'm not going to remove it. You can copy it letter for letter if you want. That's up to you. It might be broken at the time you're seeing this. Probably not. I'm not going to tell you what video though. Somebody might leave a comment down below that might tell you what video. Anyways, you're welcome to it. I'm just not going to point you in that direction. But in my delete pet, I had it search for pets I did not want. I had it select the pet, which put an X over it. And then since it didn't detect that pet anymore because it had a new X, it would jump to the next pet. Select it, it would get an X, the next pet, next pet, next pet. It would go all the way through each of the pets that I identified, selecting each of them, and then at the end, it would actually scroll up, hit the delete button, and then all the junk pets would be deleted. It never made a mistake, not ever once, and it was super fast, way faster than I could ever be, so that macro worked pretty good. So I think that's going to be the end of my tutorial videos unless I've forgotten something, but what my plan is now, guys, is the date today is January 5th. I'm going to edit these videos and upload them hopefully immediately, and then you guys can watch them. I want you guys to play around with them. Please reference these videos, come back to them, watch them again, see if you missed something. If something's going wrong or you're struggling, write down what your problem is and then check out the video that might help you, okay? Reference my videos first. Now, another thing you can do is YouTube other people's videos, see if they have the same problem and they have a solution. If not, probably within a week, maybe sooner, maybe during the week, I'll throw up an auto hotkey live stream. You can come in. Please have your problems written down of what's going wrong, and during the live stream, I'll see if there's common problems. If someone's having the same problem, I can go through it with you in live stream, answer your questions. I can slow down if you need. I can clarify some stuff, whatever you need me to do to help you understand. This is only going to go so far. A lot of this is on you and your learning ability. With the exception of me not actually preparing these videos in a sequence that I wanted to do them and putting more effort into the actual planning of them, I think they went pretty well. I think everything was straightforward. If you didn't get a lot of what I said or don't understand it, that's where playing with it comes into play, okay? If you play with it, change the variables, try different things with it, start small. Biggest tip I have for you, absolutely, start small. Do not try to make this super huge complex script and then you try to run it and it just, everything's broken on it. Don't do that, okay? Start small. Figure out how to make that auto clicker, figure out how to make it click buttons on screen that you want it to click. Start trying to find images, maybe one at a time in their own macro. See if you can find the image. If you can find the image, try to find the image and then, do something with it. Have it execute, XYZ when it finds that image, or ABC, whatever you want it to do. Also think about when you don't find that image, what you want it to do, if anything. And then go ahead, start getting into loops, because once you start getting into loops, you start getting into kind of like an inception kind of feel. Like it'll continue to loop until this is found, and you need to know, image searches, pixel searches, all that. So yeah, that's basically everything I have that I can think of. So watch for those live streams if you need help. I want to thank you guys so much for all your support. My channel's been growing really, really great. Absolutely amazing. You guys are superb. And I wanted to thank you for that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you want to help me out and support me for all my efforts for you, please like the video. And I hope you have an absolute great day. Take care, guys. Bye bye.